How's it going, people? Salmon Slappy here, and this is a nice little quick update video. Jagex have literally just updated the game like 1 minute ago, and they've now added in the Sirenic Armour as well as a bunch of fixes. They've also buffed a couple of skills as well, so yeah, I thought I'd cover this nice and quickly. So, from what they say, Rangers rejoice, Sirenic Armour is here. Level 90 power type armour is the very best gear you can wear for pumping out projectiles, made by high level crafters using drops for powerful monsters. So, basically the Sirenic Armour will consist of 3 pieces. You've got the mask for the head, the hauberk for the torso, and the chaps for the legs. Each piece of this will require you to have 90 range to actually wear it. On top of that, it does give you the best in-slot range damage bonus in the game at this time. And also its defensive stats are exceeded only by the superior Death Lotus armour, so it is pretty bang-tidy armour. It degrades in the same way as Tectonic Armour though, the level 90 mage gear. It becomes untradeable once it's been used in combat at all, and also cannot be repaired. It lasts for roughly around 60,000 hits before disintegrating entirely. The armour can also only be obtained through the crafting skill or through trade. Crafting the armour will require you to have the levels of 91 to 93 crafting, as well as 2 different types of materials. You'll need Sirenic scales and Algarum thread. Sirenic scales can be found as drops from Legionnaires, as well as from Aquanites, Spiritual Mages, and Dark Beasts. Or they can be traded. Algarum thread can also be purchased from Ocelus Virius outside the Monastery of Ascension at a cost of 500k per item. So yeah, the threads are fairly expensive. So other than that, that's pretty much how you're going to be going about getting your Sirenic Armour. So your best bet is to go over to the Monastery of Ascension and go in and just kill the Ascension mobs, because apparently they're going to be dropping the scales. And you can also buy the thread just outside there by talking to Virius just outside. So yeah, probably the best bet. I might give it a go, see how often they drop, and try and find out how many scales and stuff are actually needed. So the other thing then is the ultimate ability update. They've actually tweaked some of the ultimate attacks that you can actually use, and they are Meteor Strike and Incendiary Shot even, impart a new buff upon the player when activated, granting 10% adrenaline for every critical hit dealt within the next 30 seconds. So not a bad little boost. It just means that you could luck out and get a couple of crits, and you'll boost your adrenaline by a fair chunk. They've also changed Tsunami, the mage ultimate. Tsunami now imparts the same buff when used, and also greatly increases the minimum damage, which is 200% of an auto cast spell damage, and the maximum damage will stay the same at 300%. So they've buffed it slightly. They've raised the minimum damage that Tsunami can actually deal out, and it's not bad if you've got a bunch of enemies in front of you to use it anyway, so all in all, not a bad little buff. Death's Swiftness and Sunshine have had the durations of their static area-based buff effects increased to 30 seconds, so you can enjoy them for a little bit longer. Pulverize has had its damage range improved. It now causes 200 to 250% of weapon damage. Additionally, its debuff duration has been increased to 30 seconds, and it also restores 50% adrenaline if it actually manages to kill the target. So that's pretty much that, but they've also got a bunch of patch notes, which is right by here. There's quite a few of them, and they're just kind of general fixes to some of the graphics and things like that, and a few little tweaks here and there to stuff that's happening in game. So let's go over this then. Graphical updates. Food eaten within Daemonheim now plays the correct eating animation. A minor graphical issue with Drainer guards has been fixed. Heroic crits and hit sparks now display correctly, sorry. Players no longer see themselves holding a steel sword when quitting the Battle for Lumbridge final cutscene. Moving on to skills and minigames, Barbarian Assault now consistently requires the player to have a hammer in their inventory for the related tasks, as the tool belt is disabled during the minigame. The overhead icon from the Flash Powder Factory is now consistently removed upon exiting the arena. An issue with the Fight Cauldron has caused permanent screen shaking has now been resolved. Some tweaks to quests, challenges and achievements. Some camera issues during the Salt and the Wound quest have been fixed. The Rum Deal quest requirements have been corrected. The daily challenge of chopping elder logs 30 now correctly completes once you've actually chopped 30 logs. And then you go to all these miscellaneous ones, kind of little fixes here and there that people have moaned about. So War Priest Armour is now maximum tier 2 for non-members. I really can't talk today. And will be switched out when a player logs into a free build or when trying to equip tier 3. It will also no longer protect on death, giving certain amount of coins if dropped in PvP situations. Chaos Giants no longer count as Fire Giants for Slayer tasks. The blocking around the palace doors in Keldgrim has been corrected. The smuggler inside Daemonheim dungeons will no longer spawn on top of dungeoneering keys. Wow, really? They're fixing that now? Juju potions and herbs now give XP again when made/cleaned. The enhanced Yaktui stick once again gives bonus hunter XP, it's about time. A spelling mistake with elder trees has been corrected. Player chat statuses are now correctly updated on login after sending a private message from the lobby. Players are now prevented from cashing in excessive amounts of rune dust to a harvested rune sphere in the rune span. Elf Warrior and Rangers defend and death audio is no longer high-pitched and squeaky. Can't say I've come across that. A minor grammatical error when placing War Priest armors within the player-owned house armor case has been corrected. Players can now reclaim baby Aquanites from the pet store if lost due to losing membership. An issue with the invite to clan button not working under certain conditions has been fixed. The challenge system interface now updates the progress bar whilst players have the main adventure interface open. The rejoin party option has been removed from the dungeoneering party interface as players automatically rejoin their party on login. Bogrog's exchange rates have been updated to give players the correct amount of spirit shards when trading in Phoenix pouches. And finally, quick chat options now appear over the chat box on split private mode whilst using quick chat. So there are all the updates just come through a couple of minutes ago. So the Sirenic Armour is now here. I will probably try and get my hands on this maybe, although I'm not too far from 97 divination, so I might just carry on with that. Either way, if you're after yourself some lovely little 90 armour and see what it looks like in-game, best bet probably to head all the way down to the Monastery's Ascension and just kill them, because at the same time you can also get the keys for the bosses in there and see if you can get yourself some Ascension crossbow parts. So yeah, that's probably what I would recommend, and that's probably what I'll do eventually. So that is pretty much it for this little video. Just wanted to let you know what's been going on and this little update. So until next time people, I will catch you all later. You've now been informed. Beast.